Hey YouTube, what's going on? Back again for another beer review tonight. This is a rather interesting review. I'm going to be looking at a pair of big beers from Muskoka Brewery. So the first one here is their double chocolate cranberry stout. This is known as their Winterbeard. And I'm going to be comparing it to its barrel-aged bigger brother, Winterjack. So Winterbeard is a beer that I was introduced to last winter. I've actually had 4 bottles of this previously. And I just went up to Bracebridge the other day and picked up a bottle. And I was just looking at my bottles now as I was putting these together. And as you can see, these all say the vintage brews. These were actually from 2013. Their aged year. I never actually had this fresh. And looking at the bottle that I just picked up, there's no vintage on this. So this is actually my first fresh example of Winterbeard. So I'm really interested to see how this is going to turn out. So I'm quite excited for this because there are supposed to be cranberries in this beer, and I've been told you can notice it on the nose and the taste when you taste it fresh, but it really fades with the age examples, and that's what I've experienced in the past. So I'm really hoping that shows through here. So Winterbeard is an 8% Imperial Stout. It's traditionally Muskoka's winter seasonal. It's been out for the last 4 or 5 years that I know of, and the barrel-aged version, Winterjack, it's 9%. It was barrel-aged for a year or even more than a year in Tennessee bourbon barrels. So I'm assuming it's JD, Jack Daniels, but I'm not entirely sure. So again, it's got the 1% bump up in ABV, and it should hopefully pick up on some oaky characteristics from this kind of barreling. So I'm excited to do a side-by-side kind of a comparison between these two. Now, the one downside to the Winterbeard is getting into the damn thing. So they have both a cage and cork. Cage is never an issue, but the cork is. Let's see if we can get it open here. Alright, I'm going to either cut or fast forward this little bastard. Alright, so as you can see, I'm back, and I got the cork out. It actually required an adjustable wrench, but got the job done. So let's give it a pour, see what the Winterbeard looks like. Of course, in my Muskoka glass. Can already smell it from here. Now they come in a good sized bottle. It's a 750. Great for sharing, great Christmas gift, or great to drink on your own. Alright, very dark beer. Entirely black. I'm not seeing any light through, not even at the edges. Have about a finger and a half worth of head. Thick, bubbly head. It is dissipating fairly quickly. It's a great looking beer. Let's see what the aroma's like. Tart. Sweet baker's chocolate. They really go on about how much, what kind of volume. I believe it's 70% chocolate add to this stout. You really pick up on the chocolate. And there's a faint tartness. I'm assuming it's from the cranberries. I was kind of hoping it'd be more predominant on the nose, fresh, but yeah, it's in there. So without further ado, let's go for a taste. Cheers, guys. Silky, velvety chocolateness. Very rich, great for a hearty meal in the winter. Rich chocolate, roasted malts, just chocolate, double chocolate, coffee. It's not all that bitter. Oh, this would be a great dessert beer. Just like I remember, very low carbonation. It's silky, just rolls over your tongue. There's no real, there's no bite to it. There's no bitterness. Just smooth and velvety. Now again, I've only had the aged versions of this. The chocolate, the coffee, the malty forefront, that always comes through. But never really the cranberry. And sad to say, I'm not exactly detecting what I was expecting for the cranberry. I was hoping for a little more, I guess, tartness on the finish. Great lacing though, eh? Really sticks to the glass. With Cranberry being mentioned on the box itself, I was hoping it would be a little more dominant in the flavor profile, that it would pop out a bit, or at least be detectable. I'm not really getting that. But with that aside, this is still a great Imperial Stout. 8%, very drinkable, great gift. The only thing I can really hold against this is the price. So I believe this was $14 a bottle. Now it's aged or fresh, and I've heard in other reviews that it used to be $8.95 or $7.95 at the LCBO. So it's really gone up in recent years, but it is a quality gift. Quality beer makes a great gift. Packaging's great. Does that drive the price up? Likely. The Winterbeard Double Chocolate Cranberry Stout. Always a winter favorite of mine. I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. And I want to see what the Winterjack, how this compares, and what the whiskey barrels add to this amazing beer. Now, I've always loved the marketing and just kind of the artistic work on these bottles, or the bottles of the boxes that they kind of brand the Winterbeard with. And so much so that last Christmas, my girlfriend actually made me this Winterbeard Christmas tree ornament, knowing how much I love the beer. So a little shameless promotion. Thanks, Laura. Great marketing, great gift. All right, so Muskoka round 2. We're now looking at their Winterjack Imperial Stout. This is again barrel aged in Tennessee bourbon barrels. It ups the percent to 9%, so a decent amount. I've had this once before at the Wurst German sausage hall in Toronto. I believe it was $15 a bottle there. These at the brewery are $5 a bottle for a 355 ml. So it's a fairly pricey beer, but it is special. It's a special release. As far as I know, the brewery, like, you can't get this in the LCBO or beer store. I don't believe it's ever been available there. So it notes that it's being aged or barrel aged for over a year, which is fairly significant. This is one of the few barrel aged beers that I've actually had or been exposed to from Ontario breweries, and I'm very quickly becoming a fan. So I really want to see how this compares to the base version, the Winterbeard, what exactly the oak and the barrel adds to the base flavors. So let's open it up and see what we have. Now, it's interesting to note that the little leaflet here actually says this was from a 2011 batch of Winterbeard that's being aged. So this is 4 years old at this point. Let's see what the age does to the beer. Interesting. Right off the bat, this looks darker. Winterbeard is black. Didn't think it would get any darker. It's gotten darker. Winterjack is pure darkness. I see absolutely nothing through it. No light whatsoever. The head is even a darker mocha. Smaller bubbles. It actually seems a little more carbonated, just from the appearance, than the base Winterbeard. Less head, half a finger or so worth of head, and I guess higher ABV beers have the tendency of reducing the amount of head. It's interesting to note that the middle of the head is actually a darker, almost like you sprinkled like hot chocolate mix onto a coffee. It's much darker brown, surrounded by a lighter tan. So yeah, that's interesting. Let's check out the aroma. Oak. First thing I'm getting is the oak and a sweet booziness. You can definitely tell it's a higher ABV. You are detecting the influence of whiskey on the beer, bourbon. Just a sweet, oaky booziness. I'm not actually getting like strong, I'm not getting the chocolate or the coffee like you do on most stouts or the Winterbeard itself. But it's these whiskey, these bourbon characteristics that are standing out in the aroma. The head is basically dissipated by now, so without further ado, let's check out the taste. Cheers. Now, I describe Winterbeard as soft and silky. This takes that even to another notch up. This is a very smooth beer, glides down your throat. On the very tail end, I am getting a bit of the alcohol burn, but it's not overwhelming whatsoever. So at 9%, it is hiding the alcohol fairly well, but it is noticeable. I do know this. I am getting a burn on the back from the higher ABV. It's a very rich baker's chocolate. This has a sweeter note than the Winterbeard itself. I would say this is balanced quite evenly between the stout characteristics and the barrel oakiness and the booziness. They kind of complement each other. And as you let it roll over your palate, they kind of come to the foreground and back. You're getting the stout characteristics, the barrel characteristics. Finishes on the boozy warmth. So great winter warmer for these colder months that are approaching. That's an excellent beer. This is a beer or a style of beer that I wish more OCB or Ontario brewers will get involved in. We need more barrel aged stouts, more barrel aged anything. This is an exciting style. Love this beer. Unfortunately, you can only get it a couple times a year whenever I'm up north in Bracebridge. Really enjoy this, and I think I'll continue to pick these up this winter. I'm going to give the Winterjack a 9.5 out of 10. This is my highest rated beer so far. Looking forward to more beers of this style in the future. Muskoka, you did a great job in these two. Until next time, guys, cheers. Have a good one.